So in today's video, we're going to talk about the make your mark investments that are practically a cheat investment. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, all free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is walking through the make your mark investments and talking about who is basically a cheat investment. We did the same thing last week and the players have already performed very, very nicely. For example, last week we were talking about how you could go and buy Koku because he was favourite to go and win their game. I think they were like 25k, he's already up to 31k. And you can also go and look at the likes of, he's not on here right now, we have Ndoyle, who's obviously already played his game, and his card has already done really well. Yeah, so we made the video midweek last week again, I believe he was about 26k if I'm not wrong. There you go, would have been about 25, and he's already up to 33k. So basically what we're going to be doing is we are going to be talking about the make your mark cards that came out this week, and just talking about, well, basically who is the same equivalent of that. Now, obviously a lot of the Path to Glory cards, or all the Path to Glory cards, did really well out of packs if they're fodder or not fodder. Now sadly I'm not that confident this will happen in the make your mark cards because the upgrade path just sucks. For example, these guys to get a +1, all they have to do is have their team win. That's really easy. Whereas for these cards, what they have to get an upgrade is they have to score either 2 goals or 2 assists, or they have to get a clean sheet. Whereas the other ones, obviously it didn't matter who got goals, who got assists, even if the players started. Whereas that's very relevant with this team. Very relevant with the make your mark team. So without further ado, let's start going through the investments. The investments are basically when someone is SBC fodder, because they can't really go down unless SBC fodder goes down, which isn't anticipated, but they can go up. So basically you get a free gamble, because the player isn't anything more than fodder. An example of this is like Yan Quattro, who's 530. If Brazil go and lose, this card will go and crash. Or if he didn't get played or didn't get starting, whatever. Whereas someone like Sanchez, because he's a 92 rated who's 25k, that card can't actually get any lower, and as a result, you basically get a free gamble that the card could get upgraded. So we're going to start off here with Mika. Now Mika is coming in at 26k, which is the cheapest 92 on the market, which again means this is a bit of a cheat investment because you get a free gamble. The question is, how good is the gamble? Now for him to go up, he needs to either have 4 appearances or he needs to go and get himself 2 goals or assists. Now, if we go and look at Georgia's most recent games, we can see that he is basically a starter in every single game. There he is, up front there with Kvaratskhelia. Up right there you go, he's a starter there. We can see in the Spain versus Georgia game, we can see he starts right there. But basically he starts in every single game. And because he starts in every single game, especially starts up front alongside Kvaratskhelia, to get that 4 game bonus is likely if they get out the group stages. Now I think it's only 8 teams don't get out the group stages during the Euros, which is something that works quite well for them. The only problem is they are the lowest ranking team, so I mean if any team is unfavourable to qualify out of the group stages, it is them. But I feel like they've got a semi-okay group with Turkey and Czech Republic and Portugal. It's not like they've got 2 insanely heavy hitters. The heavy hitters are Portugal and Turkey. So I would say it's in theory unlikely for them to go and qualify out of the group stage, but if they do get out of the group stage, you can always guarantee he's going to get a +1. Now, if he goes and gets himself a +1, he is going to take himself from a 92, which is obviously 25k, all the way up there to a 93, which is about 35, 36k. So nice little easy +10k if he gets out of the group stage, because we're going off the presumption he's going to start every game. Now we get onto the goals and assists. Now he needs to get himself 2 goals or assists to go and get upgraded. So if we were going looking in the Ligue 1, he is on absolute fire. Bear in mind he plays for Metz, who are a team that just got relegated to the Ligue 2. He's on fire. Like, he's definitely got goals and assists in him. Now the problem is the goals and assists haven't been as consistent for Georgia when we go and look at the games. We can see right there, no goals or assists in either of those games against Scotland and Spain. We can scroll down here and we can see no goals against Luxembourg and Greece, which are really games that you'd back him scoring in. And then we get down to one of the recent friendlies where he did get himself a goal against Montenegro. So obviously he does start all the games, he does start up front, but sadly the likelihood of him getting 2 goals is actually quite low. But, if anyone is going to get goals other than Kvaratskhelia, it's going to be Mika blah blah blah. It's going to be the guy we're talking about basically. So I do think it's not a bad investment because it's fodder and it's risk free. But I would say the chance of him getting the +1 in both scenarios, the first one of him playing 4 games and the second one of him getting 2 goals, is unlikely. But in the end of the day, it's a risk-free gamble, and yeah, they're the gambles you can have on Mika. We then get to Illich, who at the moment you can't even go and buy, but presumably he'll get a price range update and he'll go down to fodder. Very, very unlikely to go and get either upgrades though. Making midfielders, especially for defensive midfielders and box-to-box midfielders, is such a horrible upgrade. Now they're unlikely to qualify because the favourites in the group are England and Denmark. And if we go and look at Illich himself, regarding him getting 2 goals and assists, he just doesn't get goals and assists. He starts and plays at every single game, but I mean, even you can see for Torino, he's not getting goals and assists. And neither is he in the international setup. So I do think it's a really, really harsh requirement. 2 goals and assists from centre mids and CDMs. So yeah, I don't really like Illich as an investment because I'd say he's as favourable, well, maybe slightly more favourable than Mika to go and qualify, but a lot less likely to get goals and assists. So not a massive fan on this investment. Then move through to Sosa. I think Sosa's a rubbish investment. I mean, he didn't even start for Croatia yesterday. And on top of that, I don't think they're likely to go out of their group. So yeah, no investment on him, recommending avoid him at all costs. We then move on to Okafor if he does go down to SBC fodder. And it's really annoying because this guy's got a really, really decent looking card. He's got a very popular Future Stars card, but now is evoable. But the Swiss manager just doesn't rate him. He's like 3rd choice or 4th choice striker. They bring on an injured a potentially injured Mbolo over him. They started some random guy, I believe, who was playing in the Hungarian league. So sadly, the manager really doesn't back him. And because this is again all personal performance based, if this was again a Path to Glory card, it'd be brilliant because Switzerland are they're on fire off the back of yesterday's game. But they're just because it's individual performance-based card, it's a completely useless card, basically. We now move on to Lenormand, and if Lenormand can go down a bit, I really do like his chances. Now, obviously, Spain went and beat Croatia yesterday and somehow kept a clean sheet despite, the Croatian striker being through on, Rodri then hacking him out, him then taking the penalty. It was crazy that Spain came away with a clean sheet, and I was a bit gutted, actually, because I really wanted this guy to go and drop because I thought, if Spain don't go and get their clean sheet against Croatia, I'll back them doing it against Albania, maybe the team they play after Italy. I don't know if so much Italy, but I would have backed him maybe getting 2 clean sheets down the line. Easily would have backed him getting 4 performances. 4 performances, your group stage games, then play your first round of 16. So I would have heavily backed him there. There's definitely, if you want to go and gamble him going up to a 94, there's definitely that on the cards, or a 95, where he'd go up to 50k. So there's that on the cards because at the moment he seems to basically be guaranteed the centre-back position. So he's kind of guaranteed the 4 wins, which I like. It's just, is he guaranteed the clean sheet against, is it Albania or Italy? Presumably against Albania. But the other problem we have with him is that he's impacts. And because he's impacts but not SBC fodder at the moment, obviously he's coming in at a 92 rated who is 40k, so he's even coming in more expensive than 93s because of his anticipated upgrade. I really wouldn't want to buy him unless he went down to the price of 93s. So now move on to Bozanic, who's literally selling at his min price, and because he's currently selling at his min price, he's just not really a good investment because at the moment he's 25k for a 91. Well, you can go and get 92s at that price. So if he maybe got a price range update, went down to 21, 20k, he wouldn't actually be the worst investment in the world. Yeah, the problem is Slovakia getting out of the groups is a bit questionable because obviously you need to go and get 4 points. So if they can maybe go and get a win over Romania and then draw against Ukraine or something like that, it's not looking bad. But he does go and get himself goals when he plays, which is quite nice. So he played in this game, got himself 7.2. I mean, he played how many minutes? He played 78 minutes there. Didn't play the game before, which was a bit weird. The game before that went and played 83 minutes, so seems to basically be a starter, but I guess he's a little... Yeah, I mean, he played 75 minutes there, so they seem to start him, and obviously, if he's starting up front, he's got the goals and assists. It's just he's not a buy with the current prices. He needs to go down, he needs to have a price range increase, which they did a bunch of players this morning, but they didn't do him for some reason. He needs to go down to about 21, 22k, in which then he's a buy with a gamble that he gets himself 2 goals and assists, or you gamble that he goes and gets Slovakia qualify to the round of 16 and he gets upgraded because of the 4 games played. We then move on to Bar, and at current price he's just not really a good investment. High 20s are good, but you'd really have to gamble that he'd be more weakenly demanded than fodder demanded. Now, presuming Denmark do qualify out of the group stages, I'd say he's guaranteed at least +1 because he is starting and playing in every single one of the games. Now, getting 2 clean sheets, I can't really see it happening unless they do something very unfavourable. Obviously, it wouldn't be favourable to keep a clean sheet against England, and then what is it, Serbia and Slovakia or Slovenia or something like that. Yeah, maybe they keep a clean sheet, but I think it's quite unlikely. So basically, he's 35k guaranteed, quote unquote. So you need him to kind of go down to high 20s, and if so, then he'll be a nice investment because we can kind of guarantee the 4 appearances. It's just we can't guarantee the 2 clean sheets. And that wraps up the cheat investments for the Euros. So that's about it. So in all fairness, I don't madly rate the South American players, not unless you want to gamble that maybe Ugarte's going to have a bit of weakening demand, or maybe he's going to get goals and assists, and maybe Sanchez starts. If Sanchez starts and gets himself 2 clean sheets, well then, that'll be a nice fast upgrade. But yeah, again, the likelihood of him starting is not amazing. So in my opinion, the best investments to go for is going to be Mika in the gamble that he's going to go and get himself 2 goals or assists. Bar, if he can drop down to high 20s on the gamble, they either get clean sheets or get out of the group stages, which is highly likely. Bosnic, again, is a good investment, but you need the price range to decrease. Lenormand's good, but you need low to mid 30s. And that is all she wrote. Now, of course, we'll keep you guys updated if there are any investments. Regarding the meta cards, I think they're very awkward because the Path to Glory cards dropped all the way through to Thursday. But the Euros hadn't started then, so it's a bit more of a gamble. I'd say if I wanted to go and buy maybe the meta cards, maybe what I'd want to do is I'd want to go and buy these guys on the Thursday because their tournament only starts on the Wednesday. Because it only starts on the Wednesday, maybe I'll go and buy them on the Wednesday, Thursday. But we'll wait to see that, and I'm sure I'll cover it in a later video. But that's going to be that. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the concept of like risk-free investments or gambles you can go with. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.